Indeed.
Yes.
Yes.
Rough travels out here, eh? We even saw Darkspawn on the way in. We're delivering a message to the Chantry in Denerim. You? I thought you said... Wait. You're serious? Hey, no need to get pushy. We were just in it for the experience.
Of course. It will be done.
You'll have to forgive me if I seem a bit nervous. Not many people travelling in this part of Ferelden. Of course, that's part of my problem, isn't it? Mule got spooked by a wisp and ran off into the woods. Now what do I do? Oh, no, I sent the elf to do that. I wouldn't dream of asking a stranger to do it. Allow me to introduce myself. Felix de Grosbois, merchant and entrepreneur at your service. I don't normally take this route, but with the war, I was hoping for a bit of luck and good weather in the mountains. Sadly, I've had neither. Ugh, this trip has been one miserable disaster after another. I don't suppose you consider helping a fellow out? Of all the other things that went wrong, the worst is this artifact I brought in Jada. It's a control rod, I'm told, for a golem. No point in me keeping it, however, as I'll never get to use it. But, maybe you could? Just as well. You'll find the golem in a village named Honleith, in the hinterlands. Here, I'll mark it on your map. I've heard it might be dangerous there with all the Darkspawn about, but I'll wager that's not an issue for someone like you. Just hold up the rod and say Dulaf Gar. That will wake the golem up, so I'm told. I hope it works. Alright, well, oh, then I really hope it works. Best of luck to you then. Now, I guess it's up to me to find that mule myself.
you wish.
Of course. Very well. Yes. As you say.
Very well.
Yes. Very well. As you say. Very well. Yes. will be done. Very well. Will be done. Very well. Will be done. Very well.
By the Maker, we're saved!
You weren't sent by the ban, were you? To save us? A Grey Warden? Here! Thank the Maker for our luck! But if you weren't sent by someone, why are you here? If you don't mind me asking. A control rod? Do you mean the one for Shale? That damnable golem brought us nothing but trouble. My mother sold the rod years ago after it killed my father, and good riddance! It's deactivated, I think. I don't really know. It's been like that ever since the day my father died. My father's name was Wilhelm. Mage to the Isles of Redcliffe and a hero in the war against Orlais, and what did he get? One day, my mother found him outside the tower, with so many broken bones she could barely recognize him, and Shale standing over him just like it is now. My father deserved better than that. But if you really want to wake Shale up, well, it's yours now. My mother never talked about it much. I was just a small child when my father died. Look, I know you probably have more important things on your mind, but I really need your help. I know you already saved my life, and I'm grateful, but my daughter is inside the laboratory. She was afraid and ran too far in before I could stop her. I don't know how she made it past my father's defenses. One of the men tried to go after her. He was killed, but you could find her, couldn't you? You will? Thank the Maker! My father's laboratory is just past the next area, I think. She has to be there.
Ready.
Oh look, someone's come to play. You have come to play, haven't you? We're playing a guessing game. It's better with more people. Father? Oh, you can tell him I'm fine. Maybe he'll come and stay with us, too. Anyway, you should go if you're not going to play. Kitty finds you distracting. I can't go. Kitty says she can't come, and I'm not leaving her. She'd be lonely.
I would not suggest leaving in such hostile company anyhow, Amalia. Look how they act.
No! Leave me alone! Kitty!
Nothing you say will convince Amalia to go with you. She loves only me now. I am her friend, while you are just a stranger. It seems we are at an impasse, so let me propose a compromise of sorts. Release me, mortal, and let me have the girl. Let us return to her father and leave this place forever. That's such a crude way of putting it. I do not wish to harm Amalia. I merely want to see your world through her eyes. Is that so wrong? The mage's wards hold me within this chamber, and only a mortal may approach them. There is a trick to disarming the wards, but I do not know it. Perhaps you will succeed where the girl failed.
Oh, this is so exciting! Kitty is going to be free! I've always wanted a cat, and Kitty is so perfect and pretty.
Very well.
I like it when Kitty sings to me.
Of course.
Yes. I can feel the magic fading. Oh, I had forgotten how it feels not to be caged.
Kitty? What's happening?
A wonderful thing, my dear, for both of us. Anywhere. Close your eyes, my darling. This will take but a moment.
Yes, this is what I wanted. To see, to feel, as mortals do. Yes. I will go now to my father. He will be happy to see me.
Paradigms, watch over.
did it! You freed her! Thank you so much!
Yes, we are both so very grateful.
Are you sure you're alright, Butterfly?
Of course I am, Father.
You'll need a phrase to activate Shale. It's Doolan Han. I wouldn't want the thing, but it's obvious you can handle yourself just fine.
We should leave, Father.
Yes, of course. Thank you again. We owe you our lives.
What we are looking at is a golem. It would appear it is defunct, though there may be a way to revive it yet.
I knew that the day would come when someone would find the control rod. And not even a mage this time. Probably stumbled across the rod by accident, I suppose. Typical. I stood here in this spot and watched the wretched little villagers scurry around me for, oh, I have no idea how long. Many, many years.
And the villagers had no idea they were being watched.
Then one wonders that you wouldn't be grateful to the one who allowed you to stretch your legs, Golem.
Another mage, I see. Charming. I was just beginning to get used to the quiet, too. Tell me, are all the villagers dead? Familiarity breeds contempt, as they say, and after 30 years as a captive audience, I was as familiar with these villagers as one could possibly be. Not that I wish their fate on them, no. But it did make for a delightful change of pace. Perhaps I may have forgotten after all the years of being called Golem. Golem, fetch me that chair. Do be a good Golem and squash that insipid bandit. And let's not forget, Golem, pick me up. I tire of walking. It does have the control rod, doesn't it? I am awake, so it must. I see the control rod, yet I feel... Go on, order me to do something.
Hey!
And, nothing. I feel nothing. I feel no compulsion to carry out its command. I suppose this means the rod is... broken? I don't know. I thought the rod simply was. It certainly worked well enough to reanimate me. I suppose if I can't be commanded, this means I have free will, yes? It is simply, what should I do? I have no memories beyond watching this village for so long. I have no purpose. I find myself at a bit of a loss. What about it? It must have awoken me for some reason, no? What did it intend to do with me? Ah, how unexpected. Yet refreshing. I suppose I have two options, do I not? Go with it or go elsewhere? I do not even know what lies beyond this village. I watched this village for so long, unable to move or act. My memories of anything before are vague at best. So I have no idea what I want to do. I'm glad to be mobile. Is that not enough?
Are you certain you want to bring that thing with us? It could be dangerous and large. I would, but that's just me.
And has it changed its mind?
Seems like it'll be trouble, but it's your call.
I will follow it about then. For now. I am called Shale, by the way. It would rather I was called Flint. Pebbles? How about rubble?
Vashaden.
Yes. Ooh, shiny.
Logain will not suffer.
Vieta, this land is held in trust for the sovereign dwarven kings. I cannot allow entry at this time.
King Logain demands the allegiance of the Desher, or lords, or whatever you call them in your assembly. I am his appointed messenger.
I don't care if you're the king's wiper. Orzammar will have none but its own until our throne is settled. Any dwarf who chooses to walk topside chooses to be excluded.
You better not let some pissant in after refusing Logain's messenger.
Wait, look at me. You're the brand who dishonored the Proving. Trust you to be ignorant of our tragedy. Orzammar has no king. Endrin Idukan returned to the stone not 3 weeks ago, sick over the loss of his sons. The Assembly has gone through a dozen votes without agreeing on a successor. If it is not settled soon, we risk a civil war.
The Wardens killed King Cailan and nearly doomed Ferelden. They're sworn enemies of King Logain.
Well, that is the Royal Seal. That means only the Assembly is authorized to address it. Grey Warden, you may pass.
You're letting in a traitor? And what was that you said? A filthy brand? In the name of King Logain, I demand that you execute this stain on the honor of Ferelden. Your bluster won't work on me. I'm a messenger of King Logain.
Kill each other as you will, but take your sodding fight off my doorstep.
As you say.
What now?
You've done me a service. That fool Imrek was barking for a week. Are all humans so touched? You are free to enter Orzammar, Grey Warden. Though I don't know what help you will find.
Trost follow, Warden. Your arrival is a mixed blessing. Your return is not celebrated, but we must respect your new role.
As you say.
Show some pity for a poor old
I shall.
man.
Now that's a thing of beauty, daughter. If you work hard like Branka, all Orzammar will know
Yes.
your name.
Mother, I don't want to be like her. She...
Don't say that!
Not to me, not to anyone. Now get back to the forge. I want to see more details.
Very well. As you say.
So I am led to understand that the sister is a follower of this Maker.
Am I the sister? Oh, that's so cute. It's like you're my big brother. Or sister. Oh.
It is the Assembly who makes a king, and a king who nominates his successor. None of it is carried in the blood.
Or, as now, when someone tries using the Assembly to pull a coup. Who's to say what my father said in his final hours, when the usurper Harrowmont was the only one by his side?
I'll have you thrown in prison.
You've bitten off more than you can chew!
Handlers, separate these dashers in the Diamond Quarter. I will not have Balin incite a riot.
Not speak that way about the man who should be king!
I won't have fighting in the Commons, especially in front of outsiders. We'll all have him in the Legion. Viet! I have enough crime without some castless carrying weapons in the city. Your actions risk pain of death. Name yourself! The Grey Warden recruit? They said you were a brand, but I thought it a joke. Surfacers and their cloud-addled heads. Fine, oh illustrious Grey Warden. What do you want? Surface problems. Well, we have no king to hear you. You can join the shouting at the Assembly in the Diamond Quarter if you want. Bunch of Desher lords bickering over sand. Balin, Harrowmont. Is one so different? No paragons here. They've caged themselves for fear of each other. As you've seen, keeping order down among us working people is dodgy. No place for a proper lord. Balin speaks through his second, Vartag Gavorn, in the Assembly. Lord Harrowmont speaks through Dulin Ferender from his estate. Yes, you should.
I think I just stepped in something.
will be done. As you say.
Your wish?
Spare a bit for the needy? Please. For me, it's... Have you a coin to spare, my lord? It's for my son. He's sick. He hasn't any...
A question I ask every day. He was eager enough for a daughter who would bring him into the mining caste. But since the boy was born, I've not seen nose or heel of the lout.
And me alone on the street, forbidden to return to my family unless I... But no! I can't bear to even think of it! My son's father is casteless, as is he. I used to be a miner, but my parents stripped my caste and refused to accept me back. Unless I agree to abandon the child in the deep roads and pretend I never bore him. You would do that? But why? Then I cannot offer enough gratitude. But I warn you, my father is a stiff-necked man. His name is Ordell, and he's usually at tapsters in the evening. I do not think he will listen to you. But I will wait anxiously to see if you can do what you promise.
Well, look at that. It's not often old Nadezda sees a fine-dressed stranger here in Dusttown. Well, I'll be a drunken nug. You're Rika's little... You used to work for Barat before you jaunted off to be a great... She killed a few of Barat's relatives. Oh, sure. You'll see him around. Not like when you two... Barat tossed me on the street since I had no more use. Pretty much how my... Ah, and look what happened to you. Shows... You, look like you've done well. You sure you can't spare a little more? There, but that's...
Your clothes are so fancy. Did you get them topside? My ma'am used to say they don't got no stone to protect them topside. If I go up there, I'm gonna... Yes. When my... Don't...
What are you looking for? We got nothing to... Of course.
Who are you? You don't look like any guardsman I ever saw, and that's not much of a uniform. To tell the truth, I was supposed to meet someone. A traveler like you. But it doesn't look like he made it through the gate. Any chance you're looking to make a little coin? Human kings, you know, they make these ridiculous laws. Like about who gets to buy and sell lyrium, the sacred gift the stone provides us to show her love. No law should regulate that. The laws are meant to keep mages away from the stuff, so there's always buyers in the Circle Tower. I got one man named Godwin. He's you want an investment opportunity? You can keep. And if you bring back his return order, I could pay you, say, 20 sovereign. Here's the... I'll be waiting for the...
The more cracks in the old way, the...
I can't believe it. I heard a dwarven Grey Warden came to Orzammar. Look at you. My little... and with quite the unusual entourage. Can you imagine? As of last month, I'm a royal concubine to House Iduken. They've moved my... You could fit our whole neighborhood just in the ba... I wish you could meet little Endrin, but they don't let me bring him outside the royal nursery. Little Endrin was born right before his grandfather died. His grandfather, the king... My son is an Iduken. Barat was a toad, but I have to thank him for teaching me to read, dance, massage, and whatever else Balin sees. That's a horrible, vicious lie. Balin told me all about it. Lord Harriman, Balin thinks when the king sent him away, Balin cried for weeks. I promise. But this isn't why you're here, is it? All the news from the surface says terrible things are happening. Darkspawn attacks. Ancestors save us. I hate this. But I can introduce you to Vartak Gavorn. He's Balin's chief lieutenant. He could help you if anyone. Vartak spends most of his time at... I'll meet you there. He's more likely to...
Thief! Who would dare take from the memories? Warden, I'm outraged. A thief in the Shapered. What have we been reduced to? I did. He was bald. With no offense, Warden. He's probably in the Yes.
Oh, pardon me. Not that I could really help. I, don't know the lot. I was looking for something about the Ortan Tig. It was lost during the last blight, and there aren't many records left. They were a noble house once, descended from the Paragon Orton, who composed the grand epic of the Seven Brothers and the Ortonic Symphony. My mother's family believes they were descended from Kalana Orton, who was training in Orzammar when the Tig fell. Unfortunately, any records would be buried in the Tig's ruins, somewhere in the deep roads. A Grey Warden? Mother always said that if anyone could find the Tig, it was the Wardens. I hear Prince Balin and Lord Harrowmont have both been sending out small teams these days. Yes, if you can find the Tig in any records, that could do it. That could prove I'm a noble. If you could. Maybe now that you're looking, it's almost too much to hope.
Of course.
Here I am.
Very well. It will be done.
When I last walked this hall, the memories often speak of the swiftness. I apologize, Warden. I should not burden a stranger with such thoughts. The Shaper it guards them. They ensure we forget nothing of our past, good or... That is... Have you grown so fond of the Surfacer's ways in your brief absence? I thought so. My aunt... On what basis would you have me insult the ancestors and overturn 2,000... Brother Burkle said as much. But Orzammar is more than capable of caring for its own. If you are trying to threaten Orzammar from inside its own walls, you are sadly lacking in any understanding of... So, now if there's nothing else, I am the man to ask if you wish to act. Ask, and I shall do. The twins co-apart. They should not have been...
Of course. Very well. Of course.
Witnesses!
Ancestors. Good on you, Warden. You caught them in the act. I guess desperate times drive people to strange things.
Yes. Be cautious. Shall do as you say. It is done.
Ah, the Grey Warden. I've heard a lot about you. I hear you seek the aid of Orzamar's finest. Yes, the treaty. I've seen... Now the difficulty is that the treaty only compels our king. My prince is the right... If you show your support for Prince Balin, he might be... You must... It's been like a knife in the heart for Balin to see so many of his Haramond. But if a new... I'm certain my Lord Prince would show his gratitude. Haramond promised the same portion of his... Haramond can't... I have copies of the promissory notes. Lady Dace doesn't... Remember.
As you say.
The Assembly is in session. Enter quietly if you wish to observe.
Your mind has gone to dust if you think we would pass such a writ. Half our houses would go broke without the surface trade.
The proposal is only effective until we have a king to ensure we are respected by the surfacers.
Leaving you conveniently positioned to take over all contracts. I'll see your head on a pike first.
Deshers, lords and ladies of the Assembly. I've already doubled the guard to prevent violence. Must I summon more?
Steward Bandalore, Balin's sympathizers are tying our hands with trivialities. They may as well open us to the sky.
I suggest we put the matter to a vote.
And I suggest you have a taste of my family's mace.
Enough! The Assembly is in recess until the members can regain control of their emotions. Stone-forsaken fools and dusters. I'm sorry. This is the Assembly of the Clans. Only dashers and occasional guests of state are allowed in. Oh, Stone. You must be the Grey Warden. I completely forgot about the gate guard. Welcome back to Orzum. Respect for your role is great, but troubling. But it will still seem distant compared to the empty throne. The Assembly is... This is their world, and it ended when Endron died. I must admit, Warden, I am at a loss myself. It lies with Prince Balin or Lord Harrowmont, and they are slow to trust anyone in these uncertain times. I only wish there was more I could do for you.
It will be done.
I heard there was a Grey Warden here. Word is spreading that the surface may suffer a blight. It is shame. That may be. He cannot afford to trust anyone of unproven loyalties. You're asking right now. If you want Lord Harrowmont's time now, you'll have to prove you have no intention of turning against him later. I see. Well, it hardly increases my confidence to hear that you went to him first. Consider me warned. You left so abruptly. Have you realized yet that both Balin and... That's a gen... The Deshers take it very seriously. And unfortunately, it would... Lord Har...
Ah,
How dare...
why should we ally ourselves with someone too scared even to grant us a nod? What are you?
Surely you don't mean Balin. Then you and I have nothing